remembers for there. It's about when he was there. That was his second deployment overseas. He'd spent a year in Korea, 9 months or so in Kosovo, and then another 9 months in Bosnia. And then he spent a year in Afghanistan and 9 months in Iraq. And we thought after 5 deployments overseas, we don't have to worry about him. We went back to Fort Sill. He'd come to visit us. We found out that he had had some medication with adverse effects on him, and he'd been in the ICU for a week. Almost lost him then. And so they had released him that he could come visit us. Went back to Fort Sill, and 5 days later, they couldn't find him. And it was another 5 days before they found his body. He had been running on the base and hadn't checked back in or anything. We believe he died of a heart attack. Anyway.
He fell off the side of the road into tall grass and they couldn't find him for those 5 days.
I thought that my dad being in the 101st Airborne, joining up with, I had 2 siblings, and I was born a month after he left for the Airborne, and he was killed in the Netherlands. And they didn't find his body for almost 28 years. And I thought that would have prepared me for losing my son. It didn't even come close. It did teach me patience. But, so I've been blessed to sacrifice both a father and a son. But God has been good to me. Blessed me with a beautiful wife. The neighbors put this plaque together for us, the pictures that they found of our son on the internet, either in Facebook or wherever. Anyway, we'll set these where you can look at them sometime today. But we're proud of both my son, our son, and my dad. My dad was a hero. They were so much alike in the things that they did and the way they behaved. They were both kind of daring on everything they did. And this son of ours was a character. He liked to pull pranks. When he was a sergeant, they were at a social club. He didn't drink, but his private bartender said, "You got to get him to knock it off. He's had too much." He says, "You can't change him. That's the way he is. He doesn't drink." So, but he talked this private into getting one of these coins, and then it was a Japanese yen or something like that, about the size of the coins that generals give out to people. And they wrote something on it, and the private had a few drinks, and Jeremy talked him into, "Go over to that general and give him a coin." And so he goes, "Well, General, you've been doing a great job," and hands him the coin, and this general just stares at him. He said he was in so much trouble for giving the general a coin. Oh my gosh.
I had made him a gorilla suit when he was in for a Halloween costume, and he asked me to ship it to him. And so I shipped his gorilla suit. He wore it and would hide in lockers and jump out and scare people around base.
By the way, we didn't tell you who we were. This is my wife Anita, and I'm Rodney Clausen. And our son is Jeremy Clausen. My dad is Harry Clausen. So.
And then the military didn't want my father. My father went from Phoenix, Arizona to Seattle, Washington, and they sent him home. They didn't want him.
So we've had all kinds of experiences with it. I tried to join 5 different times. And, you know, it didn't work out.
That's because they always had 5 or 6 kids when he joined.
I won't say I got thrown under the bus, but at the last minute, I was told I'm going up. My wife's done it every time, so. My brother-in-law, or I will say my true brother, I'm gonna bawl, sorry. He was injured November 21st, 2011, and succumbed to his injuries December 3rd, 2011. He served in the 1st Infantry Division in Fort Riley, Kansas, a D Company. And he's in Afghanistan. Don't ask me where. My wife will be able to know, but that's probably why she does it all the time. I guess the little story that I'm going to tell is how he came to be so close to me. I wish I could say that Ryan was a model kid growing up and that life went well, but I would be lying. He struggled, and at times he struggled getting along with certain family members. And at one point, shortly after my wife and I were barely married, we were going to go meet up with my family up in Grays River, Wyoming to go camping. And when we stopped by, Ryan was home and he begged and pleaded for us to let him come. And I thought, dude, you're from the wrong family. But after a while, he came up, and it was awesome to see my mom sit down with him and talk with him as if he was one of hers. And I talked with him all the time, and through that, I guess we created a special bond, because when he would come home from leave, we would sit down and we would talk. I feel guilty sometimes, things that he would tell me that he wouldn't tell his brothers, or he wouldn't tell his dad or mom. But I do know that he's truly my brother. There's my wife put together a few books, I guess therapy for her and a legacy for him, that kind of tells all about his life, so much other things. But there's a quote that I'm going to read from that, and I'm going to sit down. This was from, let me figure out who he is, Sergeant Jason Rankin of, I'm not going to pronounce, Olathe, Kansas. I knew someone was going to correct me. He was with them when their group was finally coming home, and they said that after they all filed off the helicopter, okay, let me make sure. Sorry, I'm an English teacher, and I always try to make sure my sources are correct. After they filed off the helicopter, everyone cheered. And he said, Rankin did cheer, he said, instead breathing a sigh of relief. The ones that cheer are the ones that know they're done, he said, pausing and taking a few deep breaths. Tens of thousands of soldiers were still out in the Afghan winter or preparing for deployment. It might be over for some of us, he said, but it's not over for all of us. I'm just going to end. Thank you.
A sacrifice that was not your choice. A sacrifice no one would want to make. And a sacrifice that no one is ever prepared to make. But a penalty, sacrifice is exactly what you had to make when your beloved warfighter's life was cut short in the defense of our freedom. Though our words are limited, our respect for you and your fallen service member is not and should never be. From the depths of our heart, we send to you the love of a grateful nation. Bound together with you, we look forward to a day when wars will cease, pain will end, and peace will reign. Until that day comes, we stand alongside you with a shoulder to cry on, a hand to grab onto, and an embrace to receive. We need each other because we need you to show us the meaning of courage. We need you to teach us the value of strength. And we need you to teach our own families what true love looks like. And you have done all of that and more. Please accept this letter in the spirit in which it is sent. We are your American family, together until the end. If only you receive the smallest of blessing, knowing that you are not alone, that you are loved, and that we will never forget. Well then, this letter has achieved its goal. In deepest love and respect, the American people.
Markers or something here for you to write on those cards. So write whatever you would like on those cards. Pick you one of the balloons. Here is the table. And we'll attach that card to one of those balloons there. And we'll probably do this here about 10 minutes or so and let you get those written, and then we will go outside to do the release. So,
Afghanistan, and we've just learned to love everyone here, and we all know that we have a place in our heart that will never heal, but we are very proud. My father served up here at Fort Douglas after World War II and in the 1950s, so this place has a special place in my heart too, and I know David's spirit is with my father, and thank you so much for letting us be here with you.
Oh, I like it. Oh, that's a good one. It took about 12.
So I'm going to offer an invocation at this time. Please join me in prayer.
I am the Family Programs Coordinator for the 76th Operational Response Command. And I come before you today with a very humble and grateful heart. This is such an amazing opportunity for me to stand in front of those of you who we really want to welcome with open arms into the Army family and remind you what an important piece you are to all of our soldiers who still serve today, and the stories of your family members and how important they are, that they are continued to be told to strengthen our soldiers who still serve today so that they can remember them and never forget. Thank you so much for coming. I'd like to take a moment to introduce everybody who has worked diligently to put this event together. First of all, our colors were presented this morning by the Black Hawk Squadron, and that was coordinated by Mr. Steve Hay. To follow the agenda.
This is my husband, Mike, and this is our son, David, again, and he died April 27th, 2013 at Fort Bragg. He was shot by another soldier. So over the last 3 or 4 years, we have been in contact with the soldiers' parents, and we have known that they lost a son too. There's so many soldiers that have post-traumatic stress disorder, and our hearts reach out to them and those soldiers. We're proud of David and that he served with that 82nd Airborne 504. He joined a little later in life. He was 32 when he joined, and when he joined there was many younger men than him, but he kept up with them, and they called him Dad. He was honored by them, and respected. He shared his wisdom and his love with him. They called him Old Dirty Gannon, which stands for ODG. They called him ODG, Old David Gannon, but Old Dirty Gannon. And he had a lot of experiences in when he was deployed.
One of beloved departed soldiers to celebrate their life and the great sacrifice that they made for our great country. It's an honor to serve, and we're very happy to have you here. Thank you very much. I now call on Steve. From the Survival Outreach Services National Guard, Camp Williams.
To begin with, we would like to have the color guard come and post the colors. And to let all of you know, just prior to their coming up, that these three individuals are young cadets in a program that's called the Civil Air Patrol. It's part of the Air Force, and it is a youth cadet program for youth that are 12 to 18. And we so appreciate these young people coming today and providing us with this opportunity to honor our colors of the United States and the state of Utah, and to do the Pledge of Allegiance. So I will turn the time over to them right now.
Share some stories of some loved ones. And so I'm inviting anybody who has a letter maybe or a picture who would be willing to share with the group a story about your loved one. We would really appreciate that. Is there anybody? I know I've seen some pictures come in. We would really love to hear your stories.
Todd and Kim Olson. Our son was Lance Corporal Nigel Olson. He was killed in action on March 10th, 2010 in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. By this first picture, you can see that from the time he was little, I don't know if you see it or not, he always dressed up in military outfits, and I'd have to make him a new one every Halloween, some other military something or another. When he was 4, he said, Mom, I think I'm going to save up all my money and buy a submarine and put it in our backyard. I think it was influenced by the fact that his oldest brother was in the Navy for 13 years. Our son was gentle, he was kind, he was not what you might typify a Marine to be. You know, those tough, mean guys. Well, that was not him. He had a sweet heart, he was tender, he was kind. And for those of you who are familiar with what's called a patriarchal blessing, I'm going to take a little bit out of that and share that with you. It says, I bless you as a man of integrity, for it is your desire to harm no man. You are honest and you delight in the truth, and you do those things that show integrity. And I honestly think that for the majority of those who serve in the military, that describes exactly who you are and who your sons and daughters are. People who just want to do good for our country. And I'm grateful to share the honor of having a son who served with those who are serving now and those others who have lost their loved ones because of the war. Thank you.
So, but you guys met each other at the pool, one of the pool parties. So you live in the so we have with us today families that have lost their soldier, and it doesn't necessarily mean within the last year. We mean all the way back from Korea forward. And they have pictures of their loved one here on the table. They've brought stories to share of the memory of that loved one. And today they were writing love letters to their fallen soldiers. And we're getting ready to go outside now and do a balloon release. There's a lot of folks here from Sandy, so I hope they get to know one another and make some friendships there. And I haven't got a chance to meet all the rest of you yet, but I look forward to doing so.